Today, we're talking about a man who needs no introduction, Tom Cruise. From heart-pounding stunts to that iconic smile, he's been ruling Hollywood for decades. But how did a kid from a tough background become one of the most recognizable stars on the planet? Buckle up, because we're taking a deep dive into the rise of Tom Cruise, his struggles and triumphs that made him a legend. If you love movies, action, or just a good underdog story, hit that like button and let's get started. Let's rewind to July 3, 1962, in Syracuse, New York, where Thomas Cruise Mapother IV, yep, that's Tom's full name, was born. Growing up, life was anything but glamorous. Tom's family struggled financially, and his dad, an electrical engineer, moved them around constantly. 12 schools in 12 years across the US and Canada. Imagine trying to fit in as the new kid over and over again. On top of that, Tom dealt with dyslexia, which made school a nightmare. Reading scripts or even basic textbooks was a challenge, but he didn't let it stop him. His parents' divorce when he was 12 added more chaos. Tom, his mom, and his 3 sisters moved to Kentucky, where his mom worked multiple jobs to keep them afloat. Despite the hardships, Tom found an outlet: sports. He was a scrappy athlete, wrestling and playing football, but an injury shifted his focus. At 14, he briefly enrolled in a seminary, thinking he might become a priest. Can you picture Tom Cruise as a priest? Yeah, neither can we. But it was in high school, in Glen Ridge, New Jersey, that acting found him. A role in the school musical Guys and Dolls lit a spark. Tom knew this was it. He was going to be an actor. At 18, he ditched college plans, packed his bags, and headed to New York City with nothing but a dream and relentless determination. He waited tables, auditioned like crazy, and took acting classes. That hustle, it's what set the stage for his big break. Tom's first taste of Hollywood came in 1981, at just 19 years old. He landed a tiny role in Endless Love, a romantic drama starring Brooke Shields. Blank and you'd miss him, but it was a start. That same year, he got a slightly bigger part in Taps, playing an intense military cadet alongside Sean Penn. Directors noticed his energy, his focus, his presence. Hollywood was starting to pay attention. Then came 1983, the year everything changed. Risky Business hit theaters, and Tom, as Joel Goodson, a teen getting into all kinds of trouble, became an overnight sensation. That iconic scene where he slides across the floor in his underwear dancing to Bob Seger's old-time rock and roll, it's one of the most memorable moments in 80s cinema. The movie grossed over $60 million on a $6 million budget, and Tom, at 21, was suddenly a star. But he wasn't content just being a heartthrob. 3 years later, in 1986, Top Gun launched him into the stratosphere. As Pete Maverick Mitchell, a cocky Navy pilot, Tom captured the world's attention. The film wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. With its high-flying action, quotable lines like "I feel the need for speed," and a killer soundtrack, Top Gun grossed over $350 million worldwide. Tom's charisma carried the movie, and at 24, he was Hollywood's golden boy. Fun fact, he learned to fly jets for the role, showing early signs of the dedication that would define his career. Tom could have coasted on action roles, but he wanted to prove he was more than a pretty face. In 1988, he starred in Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman, playing a self-absorbed car dealer who learns to connect with his autistic brother. The film won 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, and Tom held his own next to a legend like Hoffman. Critics started taking him seriously. Then came Born on the 4th of July in 1989, directed by Oliver Stone. Tom played Ron Kovic, a Vietnam vet turned anti-war activist. It was a grueling role, physically and emotionally. He spent months in a wheelchair to prepare, meeting with veterans to understand their pain. His performance earned him his first Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe. At 27, Tom was showing the world he could tackle complex, dramatic roles. But let's talk about the franchise that cemented his action hero status, Mission Impossible. The first film dropped in 1996, with Tom as Ethan Hunt, a super spy who's always one step ahead. He didn't just star, he produced it, giving him creative control. The movie's success spawned a franchise that's still going strong nearly 30 years later. And those stunts? Tom's insistence on doing them himself, whether it's hanging off a plane or scaling the Burj Khalifa, set him apart. He trains for months, sometimes years, to pull off these jaw-dropping sequences. That's not just talent, that's a work ethic most actors can't match.
Of course, Tom's journey wasn't all smooth. His personal life, marriages to Mimi Rogers, Nicole Kidman, and Katie Holmes kept him in the tabloids. His outspoken views and moments like the 2005 Oprah couch-jumping incident sparked controversies. The mid-2000s were tough, with some questioning if his star power was fading. Films like Lions for Lambs, 2007, didn't hit big, and studio execs were skeptical. But Tom doesn't quit. He doubled down, delivering hits like Valkyrie, 2008, and Jack Reacher, 2012. Then, in 2022, he returned as Maverick in Top Gun: Maverick. The sequel, delayed by the pandemic, was a gamble, but it paid off big time, grossing nearly $1.5 billion and earning critical acclaim. At 60, Tom proved he could still dominate the box office. His secret? Relentless passion and a refusal to play it safe. Tom Cruise's rise is a masterclass in perseverance. From a kid facing dyslexia and financial struggles to a global icon, he's redefined what it means to be a movie star. Whether he's risking his life for a stunt or diving into a dramatic role, Tom gives 110%. His story reminds us that talent, hard work, and a little bit of that maverick swagger can take you far. So, what's your favorite Tom Cruise movie? Top Gun? Mission Impossible? Maybe Jerry Maguire? Drop it in the comments and let's get the conversation going. If you loved this deep dive, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.